Greetings and welcome to my video production for working on task 1 of the Unit 1 brief. In this video there may be opinions that have a bias, or there may be a topic worthy of discussion, so could all comments and debates wait until the end of this production. Thank you, and I hope you may learn a thing or two. What is pre-production? Pre-production is the process in which a group or individual create a conceptual idea for a project. It may be a game, film, TV program, comic, or anything that needs groundwork before the foundations can be made. The primary reason for pre-production is to plan before the main production. The difference between these two parts of the production process are the production is considered to be the doing part of the production, in which filming and sound recording is done, rather than the planning and concepting. When a project is in pre-production, there will be a huge amount of storyboarding for every scene in the project, which makes pre-production a long and tedious task. However, to be able to make a good production requires there to be a high quality action plan in place, which includes scripts, storyboards, budgets, schedules, and a range of other things. Otherwise you may end up with something that flops as badly as the game Infestation Survivor Stories, which got a Metacritic score of 1 out of 5, which is a very poor. Infestation Survivor Stories sold approximately 1 million copies by July 2013. Its release being in November 2012. It's pretty good sales for a small-time game made by a fairly small company. The game was written poorly due to its lack of features mentioned in the game's description on its Steam page, such as a lack of cars which weren't added until early 2014, almost 18 months after its launch. The first step of pre-production is to storyboard all ideas for the project, typically starting with the major events of the product, such as the beginning of the game and the ending, but the ending can often take a very long time to create. Anthony Horowitz, an author who wrote the Alex Rider series, took 18 months to finally think of the ending of the first Alex Rider book, Stormbreaker. On screen is a storyboard for an event in Assassin's Creed in which a character can be seen approaching a man with 2 bodyguards. This man is a target that the main character Altair has to assassinate. The main premise of Assassin's Creed is for Altair to gather information to ultimately kill a Templar leader. The storyboard only focuses on parts that are important, such as the details of Altair's bracer and the man that is the target. There are 3 men together, however the central man is more detailed than the others as to show a consumer what they need to be focused on. Now on screen is another storyboard which helps put into context the events which were about to transpire in the last picture. It shows Altair's ring finger being removed, and it also shows that Altair has an arsenal of weapons at his disposal. It shows that Altair has a sword, some throwing darts, and a hidden blade in his wrist. The hidden blade uses the space where his ring finger would have otherwise been, which explains why he's a missing finger in the first storyboard. Character design is a huge part of the pre-production process, as making a character and their backstory can either make or break a film or game. A bad plot can sometimes be saved by a good character and their actor, such as Clint Eastwood in Gran Torino or Johnny Depp in the entire Pirates of the Caribbean series. For the remaining of this section I'll be using Arno Dorian as my example from the game Assassin's Creed Unity. A brief background of Arno is that his mother was Austrian and his father was French. Arno's father was a master assassin of the French Brotherhood and was killed in 1776 in Versailles by former assassin turned Templar Shay Cormac, another playable character in the game Assassin's Creed Rogue. Arno was then taken in by Templar Grandmaster Francois de la Serre, in which he then grew up in Versailles alongside the Grandmaster's daughter Elise de la Serre. Arno was designed extensively in both his lore and his physical appearance. On screen there are some of the original concept arts for Arno's appearance taken from the art book. When Ubisoft were making Assassin's Creed Unity, a development log mentioned that when the voice actors were being hired for Arno and his love interest and Templar, yes Templar, Elise de la Serre, they looked similar to the actual in-game characters as to add to the chemistry of the on-screen characters' relationship. As you can see from these pictures with Dan Giannette next to Arno Dorian and Catherine Barube next to Elise de la Serre, there's very similar physical features to their on-screen counterparts. Scheduling is key in any development that has ever existed. Time is vital in anything from drawing a cartoon to making a game. It's about setting deadlines for different elements of a project, and the different teams will not know what to focus on when. In some cases, having no schedule means that people lack motivation to work, try to put working on things off for as long as possible. Games, movies and TV all need strict schedules, as they need to update producers and publishers on their work so that it can be determined whether they are ahead of schedule, behind or on time with the schedule. And as there is more and more of the product built up, this helps determine when a release date can be put together for the product. Some projects stick to their schedules and timelines to the exact mark, however they sometimes have to push back the release date as they just didn't quite realise how much work needs to be done to make the game. Ultimately, these delays occur in the post-production, such as quality assurance, which is things like bug testing and betas. I've taken some demonstrations from the RimWorld development blog that's on the Ludion Studios website for RimWorld, which is a game that is currently in alpha. It keeps players up to date with new news about the game and when there will be releases of new alphas and the details of those new alphas. Another part of pre-production is deciding what sort of personnel you're going to need and what sort of locations you're going to need to use it. In the case of making a video game, it could be as simple as getting some programmers, some texturers, some scripters, and some people that are good in marketing to be able to make a game. Locations needed are fairly simple as well, as all you really need to work is an office. Funding is often the hardest part of any project, as making a film or game can sometimes cost millions of pounds. Many independent groups try to get their project crowdfunded through websites such as Kickstarter. Kickstarter allows someone to put together a project and ask for a target amount for the public to donate before the project has a chance of working out. RimWorld was a game put up on Kickstarter that asked for $30,000 to make a sci-fi colony simulator. The project got contributions of over $120,000 and in the end the alpha production started immediately. RimWorld is still in alpha, however you can currently purchase alpha access to the game from Ludion Studios on their website, starting at $30. The game is due to release on Steam in 2016 after its greenlighting earlier this year. These days, there are a multitude of controversial games on the market that ethically or morally could be considered as wrong. A prime example of this being Grand Theft Auto 5. The game features a strip club, prostitution and a torture scene. Some games are addressed in legal matters. In the early noughties, an MP tried to remove Grand Theft Auto altogether but failed. Manhunt 2 is banned in most countries around the world, including New Zealand, Canada and Germany, as the game is about hunting and killing a target as brutally as possible. I've been Alex O'Connor,